Human beings are born particularly to learn and to live what they have learned, and to educate and explain and convey the beauties they have experienced. Yes, my friends, the goal of people being sent to the world is to learn and teach, to educate, and to be educated. There might arise a question here, that is, although, according to the verse in Quran, the goal of people being sent to the world is to worship Allah. The Quran says this. Nevertheless, how can we say that the goal of people being created is to educate and to be educated? Because worshipping Allah in the right way can only be possible by being well educated and educating people correctly. So, education comes first. And when we really profoundly analyze this, when human is born, he is born without any knowledge. So, people need so much education that, for example, look, I watched a documentary recently. It was like a documentary-like movie. Finland is very cold in Northern Europe, you know. Some animals living there are still alive today. One of these animals is a deer with big long horns that look like the branches of a tree. We call it reindeer. For example, they give birth in such a cold environment in winter. That is very interesting. In other words, while many creatures give births in spring, this deer gives birth in winter. Even the newborn fawn surviving in that cold is a real miracle. Born in an environment where its cold and living conditions are very difficult, the fawn must learn to stand up and walk within 5 minutes. During the birth, her mother is waiting at her head. So, a fawn that came to the new world in the movie, by giving it a name, they have made her life a movie from her birth to an adult. I would recommend it. I think the name of the movie was Ilo's Journey. You can watch and you will learn a lot. Now, let's think of human. People can learn all of these for months and years after they are trained. After people were born, they almost crawl on the ground until the age of 2. How much education and training we need when we come to the world? For instance, it takes almost 2 years or 2.5 years to walk even. Then, maybe we cannot run well balanced until 4 or 5 years of age. If we try to run a little faster, we immediately fall to our mouth, face, nose, isn't it? Perhaps we can learn to eat properly by ourselves at the age of 5 or 6. We take the spoon first. So, of course, there is no problem if our parents, if they allow us to eat by hand, since we don't even know what is what at the table. We mix everything together. What do babies do? When they sit down, they mix the food together. They take the dishes with their hands and take them to their mouths and then pour them over their heads. If they eat with a spoon, when they put the spoon in their mouth, they turn it upside down and the food is poured over them. In other words, human beings need so much education to sustain their lives that they can't even feed themselves until a certain age. Of course, we all experience these in our infancy, but the interesting thing is that many of us almost never remember all of them. Yes, we can give many more examples like this. As a result, we are born completely in need of education. But again, there is such a great potential and capacity in human that it opens, grows, expands as it is educated. Just like a sheet of paper folded to tens, hundreds, thousands times, grows as a paper grows as you unfold it. That is to say, Allah has given mankind such great potential that it can absorb worlds and universes as they are trained. Our tiny brain and our mind, which cannot be held by hand, cannot be seen with the eye, cannot be weighed with any material measure, but we believe that it exists, have the potential to cover a whole universe. That is, we came to the world as ignorant, we came to be educated, but we were born with a capacity to include a whole universe. A person is born ignorant, and if lives and dies as an ignorant, then Allah Ta'ala, the Creator who gave him this potential, wouldn't ask that person that, "O man, O human, I gave you such a great capacity and potential, but you still haven't found the right way." If you didn't use your mind and potential to find the right way and to behave in the right way. This incredible capacity and potential that our Creator gave us is so great that is indeed limitless, that it is so large that could encompass every names of the things even angels don't know. So, don't think that you are a very small entity, a very small substance. Indeed, galaxies, worlds, universes are wrapped, folded, and hidden inside you. It grows as it opens up, like layers or circles like within each other. For example, as an anecdote, should I present this feeling or thought? Sometimes, when I think of people with this aspect, of course, it's not like criticizing the faith, appreciation, and divine degree of Allah Ta'ala. That is, we cannot question the judgment and wisdom of Allah Ta'ala. But philosophically, when we think of the death of man, do you ever think of the death of man? When I think about it, the death of this great potential and capable person is really hard death is hard. You cannot accept the death of man, because I think of a person. A person actually means worlds. Such an excellent, such a super capacity and potential dies within 60 to 70 years. Here, human cannot accept this. We are either using or perhaps not using 1% of our capacity and potential in this world. Then people question, "Oh Allah, and why did you give me this capacity that I am not going to use and will not work in practice at all in this world?" Is there a limit in our desire and imagination to taste and enjoy? That is, when we say that all the worlds are folded in layers in human potential waiting to be discovered. So, education is the most important factor that enables the emergence and discovery of this huge potential and capacity within the human being. It is not possible to discover and reveal the potential of the uneducated person, the ignorant person, given to him by Allah.